Welcome to Mental Game Mastery, where we dive into the world of sports psychology and peak performance, designed for you to level up your athletic career.
Hey there, athletes. I'm your host, Coach P, bringing you mental performance insights and stories from being in the trenches of athletic coaching. As a mental performance coach, I get the privilege to work with all athletes across all sports. The last episode, I discussed some very high-level emotional management strategies as part of our series of leveraging your energy. Today, let's narrow it down a bit and focus on how to balance your emotional energy in high-pressure situations, a la your competitions, because these situations are where your emotional energy management will shine. Let's explore methods for staying emotionally balanced when the stakes are high, for pre-competition, in performance, and post-performance. The moments leading up to competition are filled with anticipation, excitement, and yes, often nerves. I still get nervous. How you manage these emotions can significantly impact your performance. Emotional balance ensures you're in the right mental state to execute your game plan effectively. It's not about suppressing these emotions. They're real, so don't ignore them. Acknowledge what you're feeling. So let's talk pre-competition. Staying emotionally balanced before competition is as much about preparation as it is about mindset. Your pre-competition routine is a personal playbook for leveraging your emotional energy effectively. So experiment, refine, and make it your own. With practice, this routine will become a foundational piece of your competitive edge. Every athlete I coach is unique, and so is their ideal pre-competition routine. It should assess both physical and emotional readiness. Begin by identifying activities that calm your mind and boost your confidence. This might include mental reps, listening to music that pumps you up or calms you down. This might be doing some kinesthetic mental reps, or as I sometimes call it, shadow work, similar to shadow boxing. It's going through your in performance process pre play or during play, or maybe it's engaging in some light meditative exercises. The goal with a pre performance routine is to create a routine that signals to your body and your mind that it's time to perform, that it's go time. Pro tip: routines are great, but don't get so wrapped up in them that they become superstition, as in, if you don't do it exactly the same way, you won't play well. I also recommend creating routines for a few different situations. You have your ideal routine, where you have all the time in the world. Then you have the condensed routine, you have less than the ideal time. And then you have the emergency routine that you have to go to quick. I launched Mental Game Mastery to democratize the information that I have learned coaching athletes for almost 2 decades now. At the end of the day, you do what you feel works best for you as an athlete. So you can either take this information or leave it. But here is what I know: the high performing athletes that I work with, meaning Olympians and professional athletes, use what I recommend because it works. But if you know better, you do you. With that being said, let's discuss in performance routines. There are three aspects to an in performance routine: a focal point, a deep breath, and a positive self talk. And I want to talk about all three because here's why. The focal point: staring at a focal point for 1 to 2 seconds quiets the mind. The focal point is more than just a spot on the wall or a line on the track. It's where cognitive science and your peak performance intersect. It represents a mental strategy for harnessing our attention and directing it towards a singular goal or a task at hand. Because your attention is a limited resource, and we live in a world of constant distractions. Learning to control it is a superpower. The focal point technique is grounded in cognitive psychology, particularly in theories related to selective attention and concentration. How and where you direct your focus can dramatically enhance your performance, reduce anxiety, and improve the precision of your actions. Now for the breath. The deep breath is the reset. The most commonly used method is tactical breathing. This is a powerful tool used by military personnel, the Navy SEALs, and high performing athletes that I coach. This technique involves deep, controlled breaths to slow down your heart rate and bring your focus back to the present. It is the 4-4-4 method. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4, and exhale for 4. It's simple, effective, and can be a lifeline during high pressure moments. Now let's look at the self talk portion of the in performance routine. This dialogue you have with yourself in the midst of competition can either elevate your game or be your downfall. Go back and listen to my episode titled Don't Say Stupid Stuff. I get excited about this stuff, so let's unpack it. Your ongoing narrative during performance influences your beliefs, actions, and reactions. For you as the athlete, this inner voice can affect everything about your performance. It's also about knowing the different type of self-talk that you want to use. Bold self talk is about pumping yourself up, instilling confidence, and preparing to face the in game adversity head on. It's the fiery, motivational pep talk that fuels your drive and determination. So think of it as your inner coach, shouting words of encouragement and empowerment, pushing you to break through barriers and achieve your best. So, examples: I am unstoppable, or I've got this. No one can hold me back, or let's go. When do you use this? Well, part of this is understanding that action cures fear. Ideal before competition or during moments of when you're hesitating or when pushing through tough training sessions. Move into and embrace the unknown. Now, on the flip side, soft self talk is the gentle, reassuring voice that promotes calmness, focus, and self compassion. It's about nurturing your mind, acknowledging your efforts, and accepting that you are a human. Soft self talk is like a supportive friend, reminding you to be kind to yourself, especially in the face of adversity. So, examples: it's okay to feel nervous, just breathe and focus on the present. Or, man, I'm proud of how hard you work, no matter the outcome. When do you use this? Well, it's beneficial after a setback. Maybe you're in a slump, during recovery periods, or when managing anxiety and stress. The art of self talk lies in knowing when to employ the bold versus soft. It's about balance, recognizing the context, and understanding what you need in the moment. Now, let's talk about the difference between direct and indirect self talk. Both forms of self talk play a role in shaping your mindset and performance, but they work in different ways. Direct self talk is as straightforward as it sounds. It involves explicit and maybe the use of explicit language, clear messages you send to yourself, often in the form of commands or affirmations. So you can use phrases like, I can do this, or focus up. Both are direct and to the point. This type of self talk is invaluable for moments requiring immediate action or motivation, serving as a mental switch that can ignite performance or recalibrate focus on demand. Now, indirect self talk is more about suggesting rather than commanding. It involves statements that lead to self reflection and can often be more persuasive than direct orders. Phrases like, can I do this? Open the door to internal dialogue, where the answer reaffirms your ability, and that's yes, I can. Indirect self talk taps into your intrinsic motivation. It's encouraging a deeper form of mental engagement and problem solving. Knowing when to use direct versus indirect self talk can be a game changer. Direct self talk is usually the go to in high pressure situations where there's no room for doubt. Think of a penalty shot or a final sprint. Indirect self talk shines during reflective moments, like when you're journaling, helping you to build resilience and a growth mindset over time. And we'll explore strategies to harness both forms and integrating them into your mental toolkit for optimal performance. Direct self talk, as I mentioned, is like a coach. It's like having me inside your head, giving explicit instructions or affirmations. It's particularly effective in moments of high pressure or when needing a quick boost of motivation. For instance, saying to yourself, I will own this finish, provides a clear motivational directive. So your strategies include commanding positivity. Replace negative thoughts with commands that encourage positive action and positivity, such as focus now or push through. And keep it simple. Keep messages simple and action oriented, making them easy to recall under pressure. And then repetition. Regularly repeat your direct self talk phrases to embed them in your subconscious, making them more likely to surface during critical moments. Indirect self talk, on the other hand, shapes our mindset and attitudes over time. It involves more nuanced statements that can help in building resilience, patience, and a positive outlook. For example, reframing a challenging situation with thoughts like, this is tough, but I'm learning and I'm growing, can subtly shift your perspective and reduce performance anxiety. Now, strategies for this include questioning. Ask yourself open ended questions like, what can I learn from this? To encourage reflection and growth. Pair indirect self talk with your mental reps of achieving your goals, enhancing the emotional and motivational impact. And then affirmations. Use affirmations that focus on personal qualities, positive personal qualities, in the process, such as I am resilient or every training session and practice makes me better. The magic happens when you learn to integrate both direct and indirect self talk into your mental training. Balancing these strategies can help you navigate the ups and downs of training and competition. Whether direct or indirect, bold or soft, the words we tell ourselves can elevate your overall development as an athlete. I encourage you to experiment with all forms of self talk in your training and competition. Remember, the dialogue you foster within yourself can be your peak performance best friend. Tell yourself what you want to have happen. And these routines take less than a few seconds to do. Surely you have a few seconds pre play to get your mind right on how you need to execute. They can be seamlessly integrated into your pre competition routine, your in game routine, serving as an emotional reset before you step into the next play or the competitive arena. But okay, the crap is hitting the fan. We've seen it if we watch sports for any length of time. The failure to release the adverse situations during performance is what prolongs the adversity during performance. We have seen how teams have been up big but experience a momentum swing to the other team and can't seem to reset to get the momentum back. We've seen teams make mistakes and how they're contagious. And as a young coach, I felt like I was playing whack a mole with trying to contain mistakes by players until I dove back into my sports psychology training to give them a routine on how to let go. So here you go, the release routine, a subtle physical action, a deep breath, a focal point, followed by positive, specific, bold self talk. Okay, so why does this work? Well, let's go through it. The physical release. Let me preface by mentioning the word subtle, because we have all seen the not so subtle chair being thrown a la late Bobby Knight, or a player throwing the water cooler on the field or slamming a helmet, or worse, an in game fight. Neuroscientific research shows that body movements can influence our emotions, thanks to the complex interplay between the nervous system and the brain. Your subtle physical actions can trigger positive emotional shifts, enhance your focus, and even reduce the stress you feel in the moment. Mastering the art of the physical reset in real time means identifying the action you will take beforehand that can quickly shift your emotional state, meaning you need to practice your release routine in practice. What does a physical release look like? Well, it can be as simple as clapping your hands, giving your thigh a little slap, adjusting your gloves, picking up and tossing some grass or dirt, or even a smile can shift you from a negative to a positive emotional state. And I would like to add, when the crap hits the fan, having piss poor body language doesn't help the situation. Change your body language. Act differently than how you feel. Your change in your body language, either positive or negative, will calibrate your emotional state. To truly harness the power of your release routine, practice is the key. Whether you're at practice or your child, friend, significant other says something that offends you, or you're in the car when someone cuts you off, you have the opportunity to practice a release routine. The simplicity of a release routine shows it has the power to transform your emotional landscape. But what is simple to do is also simple not to do, which is why athletes overlook their mental game. After your subtle physical release, press repeat on your green light routine, which I will do an episode in the future on what I mean. As we learned today, small actions can have a profound impact on your performance. And as I mentioned with developing your routines, flexibility is key because different competitive environments may require slight adjustments to your routine. Whether you're at home or away, indoor or outdoor, adapt your routine to fit the setting while keeping the core elements consistent. This adaptability ensures you're always prepared regardless of the circumstances. Mastering your in performance routines can transform how you handle pressure, turning potential breakdowns into breakthroughs. Practice them during training, during practice. So when the moment comes, you're not just ready, but you're mentally unstoppable. Remember, the ability to reduce stress while performing is a skill honed over time and with practice. Your ability to leverage your emotional energy is a force to be reckoned with as it intersects with every aspect of your athletic performance. By understanding and managing your emotions, you unlock new levels of potential, both on and off the field. So, thank you for joining me on Mental Game Mastery today. Stay tuned to the next episode as we will explore the next way we leverage our energy with our mental or creative energy. Until next time, stay focused, stay positive, and remember the time is now.